Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Patron Saints of Something. It's Tommy, your host today, and we have a special guest. Welcome, Emma from the Queens of Prison.
Thank you, Tommy. It's a pleasure to be on your podcast.
It's a pleasure to have you. Let's get started. What book is your podcast on? And tell me a bit about it.
I read Red Queen, and this is about a red-blooded and poor girl who reveals her hidden power when she's fighting against a competitor in the Silver Palace for entertainment. In this book, the Silvers are royalty and have immense power over the Reds, using their supernatural abilities to gain influence. Mare has lightning powers, and she's the first red-blooded person to have powers. The Silvers covered this up by saying she is the long-lost princess, and she lives in the Silver Palace, pretending to be one of the Silvers, and she follows their customs. She also later joins the Scarlet Guard, which is a red-leg group that is plotting against the Silvers. She helps them on the inside while facing internal struggles about who she is, and gets engaged to Prince Maven, who was her safe spot to talk to until the end of the book, where he betrayed her and went rogue. As the book continues, Mare's internal struggles deepen as she realizes she's on two sides of the battle. At the end of the book, Mare plans a large-scale attack with the Scarlet Guard against the Silvers, but her plans were ruined because Maven used her to get insight about the Scarlet Guard. And she's later taken into custody but escapes with Cal, who is Maven's brother, and she dedicates the rest of her life to finding others like her to fight against the oppressive Silvers.
That is a super interesting storyline. I want to read that book. What are some things you liked about it?
I liked that it was very descriptive, and I liked the plot twist even though I was rooting for Maven and Mare to be a couple. I also liked the progression of the book and the input of the Scarlet Guard. I think the Scarlet Guard was a good way to show Mare's internal issues and her fighting on both sides of the war. She knows she is a red, but also faces an identity crisis because she has silver powers. Another thing I liked was that she started to control her powers at the end of the book, which is different from the start where she couldn't control them at all.
I see. That sounds really cool. Is there anything you didn't like?
I liked most of the book, but I did feel like some parts of the book were dragged on. Like, even though I liked the descriptions, they were really long and Mare's feelings were stretched. I also felt like the Scarlet Guard could have been included more, and also the side characters like her family and how they felt about Mare. Overall, I really enjoyed this book, though.
What kind of person or age group would you recommend for this book?
I think a teen or someone in their 20s would love this book because it has some romanticism and is very captivating. I think someone who likes complex problems would also like this book.
That's what I was thinking too. What are the big ideas discussed in your book?
I would definitely say this book features deep Marxist ideas shown by the social class distinction between the Reds and Silvers. Also, an oppressive government with a lot of power is something that I thought about while reading this book.
Oh, that's so interesting. Anyways, I have to wrap up this episode. Thank you very much for coming on to my podcast today. I really enjoyed our talk.
No problem. It was a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
Anyways, that's it for this week's episode. Come back next week to learn more about Patron Saints of Nothing.